Listen, I need you to hear me on this. Never cry for the person who hurt you. Matter of fact, if they walked away, let them go. If they broke your heart, let them go. If they disrespected you, let them go. Because one thing about life, it don't stop moving just because somebody did you wrong. See, too many people sit around wasting their time crying over somebody who wasn't even good for them in the first place. You sitting there replaying every conversation, overanalyzing every text message, wondering what you did wrong. Let me tell you something. It wasn't you. It was them. The truth is, some people are only in your life for a season. And when their season is up, they got to go. See, God or life, whatever you believe in, ain't going to bless you with something better until you make room for it. And that means letting go of the past. Now let's get real. I know it hurts. I know it don't feel fair. You gave them your love, your time, your energy, and they gave you pain. But you know what? That pain is a lesson. That pain is showing you who's really for you and who ain't. That pain is making you stronger, wiser, and better. You ever notice how when somebody mistreats you and you finally move on, they always try to come back? Ain't it funny how the moment you start shining, the moment you start healing, here they come with the, hey, big head text? Nah, keep that same energy you had when you walked away. So, if you're sitting here heartbroken, listen to me. Dry your tears. Fix your crown. And remind yourself who you are. You are worthy. You are valuable. And you ain't got time to be crying over somebody who ain't even thinking about you. Because the moment you stop crying over them, the moment you stop giving them power over your happiness, that's the moment you start winning. So stand up, smile, and move forward. Because your future, it's looking real bright. Let them go. If they walked away or hurt you, they weren't meant for you. If someone walks out of your life, let them go. It doesn't matter how much you love them, how much time you invested, or how deeply you thought they were meant to be in your future. The simple truth is, when people show you they don't value you, your energy, or your presence, you have to let them go without hesitation. Holding on to someone who has already walked away, mentally, emotionally, or physically, only keeps you stuck in a place you don't belong. Life is too short to beg someone to stay where they don't want to be. People come into your life for different reasons. Some are meant to be there for a lifetime, while others are only temporary. The problem comes when you try to turn temporary people into permanent fixtures. You start ignoring the signs, making excuses for their behavior, and bending over backward to keep someone who isn't making the same effort for you. When someone is meant for you, they don't leave you questioning your worth. They don't treat you like an option. They don't make you feel like you have to fight just to keep a place in their life. The right people choose you, and they choose you consistently. Too many people waste years chasing after those who don't even have their best interests at heart. They cry, they beg, they plead, trying to hold on to something that's already broken beyond repair. But the truth is, you can't force someone to love you, respect you, or treat you right. No matter how much you care, no matter how much history you have, no matter how many promises were made, if someone decides to leave, let them. The worst thing you can do is hold on to someone who has already let go of you. It only drains your energy and keeps you from the happiness that's waiting for you on the other side of the pain. Letting go is not about weakness. It's about strength. It takes strength to realize you deserve better. It takes strength to understand that your value is not determined by someone else's inability to see it. It takes strength to walk away from a situation that no longer serves you, even when it hurts. Holding on might feel familiar, but familiarity doesn't always mean fulfillment. Sometimes we hold on because we fear the unknown. We wonder, what if I never find someone else? What if this was the best I'll ever get? But let me tell you something. The best is never behind you. It's always ahead. Think about it. Have you ever noticed that the people who leave you and come back always return when you've finally moved on? That's not a coincidence. When you hold on to someone, they can feel that energy. They know you're still there, still waiting, still hoping. But the moment you truly let them go, the moment you stop waiting by the phone, stop checking their social media, stop replaying old memories in your head, that's when they suddenly realize what they lost. But by then it's too late, because once you learn how to let go, you gain something far more powerful, self-respect. You have to trust that when someone walks away, it's because their part in your story is over. And that's okay. Not everyone is meant to stay. Not everyone is meant to go where you're going. Some people were only meant to be a chapter, not the whole book. The problem is we get too attached to temporary people and we try to make them fit into a forever space. We hold on to relationships out of fear, out of habit, out of comfort. But what if I told you that letting go is actually the thing that will set you free? What if I told you that the very person you're crying over is blocking you from receiving something better? You see, when you refuse to let go, you create resistance in your own life. You close yourself off from new opportunities, new relationships, new blessings. You're too busy looking back that you miss what's in front of you. You keep replaying old conversations, overanalyzing what went wrong, trying to make sense of why they hurt you, but the answer is simple. They weren't meant to stay. If they were, they would have. Love doesn't require you to chase, to beg, to plead. Love flows naturally. One of the biggest lessons you can learn is that you don't lose people who are truly meant for you. You lose people who were never really yours to begin with. And that's not a loss, it's a gain. It's a gain because now you have space for something real. You have space for someone who actually appreciates you. You have space for a love that reciprocates the energy you give. The moment you stop settling for people who don't see your worth is the moment you make room for the ones who do. It's a hard truth to accept, but the people who leave you are doing you a favor. They are making space in your life for something better. It may not feel like it right away, but trust that in time you'll see the blessing in their departure. Some people are lessons, not lifelong partners. Some people come into your life to show you what you don't need so you can recognize what you do need. Some people walk away to make room for the right person to walk in. The pain of letting go doesn't last forever. But staying stuck in a place you don't belong, that can rob you of years of happiness. How many people have wasted time chasing after someone who was already gone? How many people have held on to a toxic relationship, hoping that one day things would change, only to realize they wasted their best years on someone who never deserved them? Don't let that be your story. When someone leaves, take it as a sign that they were never meant to stay. Take it as confirmation that something better is on the way. Letting go is a choice. It's choosing yourself over someone who didn't choose you. It's realizing that your peace is more valuable than trying to force a relationship that isn't meant to be. It's accepting that some people are only in your life for a moment, and that's okay. The right people, the ones who truly love you, respect you, and value you, will never put you in a position where you have to question your worth. If someone walks away, let them go. Pain is a lesson. Use the hurt to grow stronger, not to stay broken. Pain is a lesson. It doesn't feel like it when you're going through it, but every heartbreak, every disappointment, and every betrayal carries a message. The problem is, most people get so caught up in the pain itself that they miss the wisdom inside it. When someone hurts you, your first instinct is to ask, why me? You sit there replaying every moment, trying to make sense of how you ended up in this situation. But pain isn't here to break you. It's here to teach you. It's here to reveal something about yourself, about others, and about life that you wouldn't have seen otherwise. Every painful experience shapes you. Think about it. The strongest people you know, the ones who walk with confidence, who carry themselves like nothing can shake them, they didn't get that way by living an easy life. They got that way because they learned from their pain instead of letting it destroy them. You don't become wise, strong, or successful by avoiding pain. You become those things by going through it, feeling it, and growing from it. The difference between people who heal and people who stay stuck isn't what happened to them, it's what they did with what happened to them. Pain forces you to look at yourself. It makes you ask questions you wouldn't normally ask. What do I deserve? What do I need to change? How did I allow myself to be in this position? Pain makes you face the things you've been ignoring. Sometimes it reveals patterns. Maybe you've been choosing the wrong people over and over again. Maybe you've been giving too much and getting too little in return. Maybe you've been settling for less than you deserve because you're afraid to be alone. Whatever the case, pain has a way of exposing truths you wouldn't have seen otherwise. Some of the best lessons in life come wrapped in pain. People will betray you, and you'll learn that loyalty isn't something you should just assume. It has to be proven. People will take you for granted, and you'll learn that giving your all to someone who doesn't appreciate it will only leave you empty. People will disappoint you, and you'll learn that expectations can sometimes be dangerous. The pain teaches you to pay attention. It teaches you to set boundaries. It teaches you to stop giving people unlimited chances just because you care about them. Pain also teaches you resilience. You don't realize how strong you are until you go through something that was supposed to break you and come out on the other side. Every time you thought you wouldn't survive something, every time you thought your heart couldn't take any more, and yet here you are. That's proof that you are built for this. The things that hurt you didn't destroy you, they shaped you. It's easy to focus on the unfairness of it all. It's easy to get stuck in a victim mindset and tell yourself that life is just cruel, that people are just heartless, that nothing ever works out for you. But pain isn't about punishment, it's about preparation. It's preparing you for something greater. It's making you stronger for the next level of your life. It's making sure you never make the same mistakes again. Think about the most painful situation you've ever been through. At the time, you thought it was unbearable. You thought you'd never get past it. But look at you now. You may not be fully healed, but you're stronger. You're wiser. You see things differently than you did before. That's the lesson. That's the growth. Pain doesn't just come and go. It leaves something behind. It leaves experience. It leaves knowledge. It leaves perspective. The mistake most people make is thinking that pain is their enemy. It's not. Pain is your teacher. Every heartbreak teaches you what love is not. Every betrayal teaches you who to trust. Every failure teaches you what to do differently next time. Instead of running from pain, you have to face it. You have to sit with it, understand it, and let it do its work. Pain is like fire. It can burn you or it can refine you. It all depends on how you handle it. Pain also reveals who's really in your corner. When you go through tough times, pay attention to who sticks around. Pay attention to who checks on you, who supports you, who reminds you of your worth. Sometimes pain exposes the people who were only there for the good time. It shows you who was real and who was just conveniently there when things were easy. That's another lesson. Not everyone who smiles with you is truly for you. Pain helps you clean house. One of the hardest lessons pain teaches is that some people will never give you the closure you're looking for. You may never get an apology. You may never get an explanation. You may never get the justice you think you deserve. And you have to be okay with that. You have to learn to give yourself closure. You have to learn that healing doesn't come from the person who hurt you, it comes from you. The best part about pain is that it doesn't last forever. It feels permanent when you're in it, but time moves forward, and so do you. The things that felt unbearable at one point become distant memories. The heartbreak that shattered you becomes something you barely think about. The people who hurt you become just another lesson in the long journey of your life. The pain may have shaped you, but it doesn't define you. Pain also pushes you toward purpose. Some of the greatest success stories, the greatest inventions, the greatest movements were born out of pain. People who went through something so difficult, so heartbreaking, that they decided to use their experience to make a difference. Pain gives you depth. It gives you wisdom. It gives you a story to tell. You never know who your pain might inspire. You can either let pain break you or let it build you. You can either sit in it and let it make you bitter, or you can rise from it and let it make you better. The choice is always yours. Pain is unavoidable, but suffering is optional. What you do with your pain determines what kind of person you become. When you learn the lessons pain is trying to teach you, you stop repeating the same mistakes. You stop running in circles. You stop choosing the same kind of people, making the same bad decisions, falling into the same patterns. Because now you know better. Now you recognize the red flags. Now you understand your worth. That's the power of pain. It wakes you up. It forces you to grow. Nobody likes pain. Nobody wants to go through heartbreak, disappointment, or loss. But sometimes pain is the only thing that will push you to change. It's the only thing that will open your eyes. It's the only thing that will force you to stop settling for less than you deserve. And when you finally see the lesson, when you finally understand why you had to go through what you did, you'll realize that the pain wasn't there to destroy you. It was there to transform you. Your future is bright. Stop looking back. Better things are ahead. Your future is bright. It may not feel like it right now, especially if you're still carrying the weight of what happened to you, but what's ahead is greater than what's behind. Too often people get stuck in their past, holding on to the pain, the regrets, the disappointments. They replay old conversations, dwell on what they should have done differently, and let the past dictate their present. But what if you shifted your focus? What if instead of looking back at what you lost, you started looking ahead at what you can gain? Life moves forward whether you're ready or not. Time doesn't stop because you're heartbroken. It doesn't pause because you're struggling. Every single day you wake up with a choice to dwell on the past or to embrace the possibilities of the future. The problem is, too many people choose to stay stuck. They let the pain of yesterday define their tomorrow. But the truth is, your future is not written by what hurt you. It's shaped by what you decide to do next. You have to believe that better days are ahead, even if you don't see them yet. Even if everything around you feels like chaos, even if nothing is going right, you have to trust that your story is not over. The best parts of your life haven't even happened yet. You haven't met all the people who will love and support you. You haven't experienced all the opportunities that will change your life. You haven't seen the full extent of your own strength, resilience, and potential. When you go through hard times, it's easy to think that this is it, that life will always feel this way. But think about the last time you thought you'd never get through something, and yet here you are. You survived, you moved forward. What felt impossible back then is just a memory now. And that's proof that no matter how tough things feel in the moment, they won't last forever. The key is to keep going, to keep pushing, to keep believing that your future holds something worth fighting for. You can't let temporary pain make you believe in a permanent struggle. Everything you're going through is preparing you for something greater. Every setback is setting you up for a comeback. Every disappointment is redirecting you towards something better. Sometimes Things fall apart so better things can come together. That relationship that ended, that job you lost, that opportunity that slipped through your fingers, it all happened for a reason. Maybe it was to push you out of your comfort zone. Maybe it was to remove people who were blocking your blessings. Maybe it was to make you realize your own worth. Whatever the case, your future is not behind you, it's ahead. You have to stop giving your past permission to control your future. The things that happened to you are a part of your story, but they are not the whole story. You are not defined by who hurt you. You are not limited by what went wrong. You have the power to rewrite your narrative at any moment. Your future is waiting for you to claim it, but you can't move forward if you're still holding on to what's behind you. The people who left you, let them go. The opportunities that didn't work out, move on. The mistakes you made, learn from them, but don't let them keep you stuck. You are allowed to outgrow old versions of yourself. You are allowed to walk away from anything that no longer serves you. Your future is bright because you are still here. As long as you have breath in your body, you have another chance. Another chance to heal, another chance to grow, another chance to become the person you were meant to be. Nothing you've been through can stop you unless you let it. The only person who can block your future is you, by staying in situations that no longer serve you, by doubting yourself, by refusing to let go of things that are holding you back. You have to start seeing yourself the way the universe sees you, full of potential, full of greatness, full of purpose. You weren't put on this earth to live in regret. You weren't meant to waste your energy on people who don't appreciate you. You weren't meant to shrink yourself just to fit into spaces that were never meant for you. You were meant to thrive. You were meant to shine. You were meant to step into your power and own your future like it already belongs to you. Think about all the people who doubted you. Think about all the people who underestimated you, who thought you wouldn't make it, who walked away like you weren't enough. What they think doesn't matter. What matters is what you do next. You can sit in the pain or you can rise above it. You can let their words break you or you can let them fuel you. You can stay where you are or you can step into the greatness that is waiting for you. Your future is too big for small-minded people. It's too valuable to be wasted on regrets. It's too precious to be given away to people who don't deserve it. You have to start moving like the person you are becoming, not the person you used to be. Start making decisions that align with the future you want, not the past you're trying to escape. Start believing that you are worthy of everything good that is coming your way. You have to stop settling. Stop settling for relationships that don't fulfill you. Stop settling for jobs that drain you. Stop settling for friendships that don't support you. Stop settling for a life that doesn't make you excited to wake up in the morning. Your future is too valuable to waste on things that don't bring you joy, peace, and purpose. Success, happiness, love, whatever you're searching for is already out there waiting for you. But you have to align yourself with it. You have to start seeing yourself as the person who is worthy of those things. You have to stop waiting for permission to go after what you want. Nobody is going to hand you the life you deserve. You have to claim it. One day, you're going to look back at everything you're going through right now and realize why it had to happen. You're going to see how every setback was setting you up for something greater. You're going to understand that the pain wasn't there to destroy you, but to transform you. You're going to step into a season of your life where everything starts making sense. But to get there, you have to keep moving forward. Your future is bright because you are choosing to grow, because you are refusing to let your past define you, because you are deciding right here and right now that you deserve more. The moment you shift your mindset, the moment you start believing that what's ahead is greater than what's behind, That's the moment everything changes. You are walking into a season of blessings, of opportunities, of peace, of love. You may not see it yet, but it's coming. It's already yours.